The movie opens with a young woman named Frida, who dreams of becoming a nail artist known for her quirky, animal-inspired designs. For now, though, she's stuck working as a waitress, spending her free time posting pictures of her creations on social media. One day, while scrolling online, she stumbles across an interview with Slater King, a tech billionaire. In it, he's publicly apologizing for some vague, inappropriate behavior and announcing that he's stepping down as CEO. He also mentions buying a private island where he grows his own food and raises chickens. Frida, who's always had a crush on him, becomes even more fascinated. Feeling trapped in her routine, she vents to her roommate Jess about how badly she needs a real vacation. A few days later, the two get hired to work as waitresses at Slater's annual gala. Before the event, Frida's boss warns her not to repeat what happened last year, when she apparently tried to approach Slater. Frida insists he was the one who came up to her and complimented her nails, but her boss still tells her to keep her head down this time. The gala is insanely luxurious, everyone's dressed to the nines. While working the floor, Frida keeps sneaking glances at Slater. Later, Jess pulls her into the locker room and reveals she brought 2 elegant dresses so they can blend in with the guests. The two change clothes and rejoin the party, pretending to be part of the elite crowd. While trying to get closer to Slater, Frida accidentally bumps into a waiter and falls flat on her face. Embarrassed, she looks up to see Slater offering her a hand. They introduce themselves, and to her surprise, he starts bringing her around to meet his inner circle, his therapist Dr. Rich, his childhood buddy Cody, head of security Stan, right-hand man Vic, 2 women named Heather and Camilla, a recent college grad named Lucas, a DJ called Tom, and Sarah, a reality TV star. Frida can't believe it. She's laughing, drinking, and hanging out with her idol. But just as the night hits its peak, Slater's assistant Stacy reminds him it's time to head to the island. He leaves, and Frida gushes to Jess about how wild the night's been. Then, out of nowhere, Slater comes back and invites both of them to join him on the trip. They jump at the chance. The group, minus Dr. Rich, flies out on a private jet. When they arrive, Frida is blown away by how luxurious the island is. Stacy collects everyone's phones, saying the idea is to disconnect. Everyone hands them over, though Jess seems a little uneasy. Slater personally walks Frida to her room, which is already stocked with designer clothes and fancy beauty products. After he leaves, Frida showers and tries a bottle of perfume she finds in the room. Suddenly, an elderly maid walks in and calls her Red Rabbit, as if she knows her. Frida's confused, but before she can ask anything, the woman just walks out. Outside, Frida meets up with Jess, who finds it odd that their rooms already have clothes waiting for them even though the invite was last minute. Frida brushes it off. That's just rich people stuff, she jokes. They join the other girls who are all wearing similar outfits, but no one seems to think twice about it. Later, everyone meets up by the pool. Slater keeps stealing glances at Frida even though Sarah's clearly trying to flirt with him. He later gives Frida a private tour of the island, showing her a rare flower called Desideria, which the perfume is made from. He also warns her about lash vipers, venomous snakes that the staff is supposedly getting rid of. The mood turns more personal when he admits he doesn't remember anything from his childhood before age 10 and sees Dr. Rich to work through his repressed memories. Sometimes forgetting is a blessing, he says. During the tour, they pass Stacy, who's carrying a bunch of red gift bags. That night, when the power goes out, the group has a candlelit dinner. Frida spills something on her dress, but Vic distracts her with small talk. Slater teases Vic about his missing pinky finger, but Vic doesn't react. Instead, he pulls out a small bottle of MDMA. The group starts partying hard. Later, when Frida heads to bed, she notices the stain on her dress is gone. Weird, but she shrugs it off. The next few days are all champagne, pool parties, and drug-fueled dinners. One night, Slater notices the scar near Frida's eye and asks about it. She tells him she has no idea how it got there. They talk about her nail art brand, Nail Mouse, a mix of nails and animals. Slater seems genuinely intrigued, but suddenly excuses himself and leaves behind his vaporizer. When Frida picks it up, she notices dirt under her nails. It unsettles her. The next morning, she goes to return it and sees Slater coming out of a session with Dr. Rich. She greets the doctor and jokes about their gala conversation, "Blink twice if you're in danger." He looks nervous, nods, and quickly walks away carrying one of the red gift bags. That night, while everyone's dancing, a scream cuts through the music. Jess has been bitten by a snake. Slater rushes over, kills it with a bottle, and insists the venom isn't lethal. Jess freaks out anyway and storms off. Frida follows her, but Jess says she wants her phone back and wants to leave. She's convinced something dark is going on. Frida refuses to go. She finally feels like she belongs somewhere. Jess reluctantly stays. Later that night, Jess gets a nosebleed while she's alone. The next morning, Frida goes about her routine: shower, perfume, sunshine. But while walking, she spots a red bag outside someone's room. When she peeks inside, she finds dozens more. The old maid appears again, calling her Red Rabbit and offering her a green liquid. Frida drinks it, then the woman reveals it's snake venom. Horrified, Frida runs out. She has a bizarre dream where Jess hands her a knife and tells her to hide it. When she wakes up, she's groggy and off balance. Sarah notices her looking pale. Then Lucas shows up with a black eye, but no one seems to care. Even worse, no one remembers Jess. Frida panics. She runs to Jess's room, but it's completely empty, like she never existed. Back in her own room, Frida finds a knife hidden behind the mirror. Sarah walks in, holding a lighter engraved with Jess's name. Frida insists Jess was there, but Sarah swears she's never heard of her. Frida starts connecting the dots: her dirt-caked nails, random bruises, missing memories. Sarah shows her a mysterious bruise of her own and admits that the only person she actually knew before the trip was Cody. He'd invited her out of the blue. The two finally realize the truth: they're being manipulated. Nothing on this island is what it seems. Frida remembers something Slater once told her, that forgetting is a gift. She and Sarah step into a room packed with red gift bags and start piecing things together. They realize the perfume everyone's been using might actually contain some kind of drug that wipes their memories clean. Frida explains that after drinking the snake venom the maid gave her, fragments of her memory started coming back. They find more of the venom in the room, and Frida convinces Sarah to try it. They mix it with tequila and decide to share it with Heather and Camilla, hoping it'll help them remember too. Stacy shows up and drinks some as well, but warns them that the men will be back any minute. Knowing they're running out of time, Frida sneaks off to look for their phones. She tells Sarah to scream if the guys show up. Not long after, Sarah starts getting a nosebleed, just like Jess did before she disappeared. When the men return, Slater asks where Frida is. Sarah calmly lies, saying she's getting ready in her room. Meanwhile, Frida breaks into Slater's private villa and finds a locked cabinet. She manages to get it open and discovers all their phones inside, but then hears Sarah's scream echo through the house. She quickly hides everything. A box falls during the chaos, and Frida freezes when she sees what's inside: a stash of Polaroid photos, each showing different women holding red bags. Before she can process it, Slater walks in to grab something for his vape, completely unaware that Frida's hiding under his desk. The venom starts kicking in, giving Frida a nosebleed and triggering horrifying flashbacks. She remembers being tied up with the other girls while the men tortured and assaulted them, only to erase their memories afterward. She realizes Jess must have remembered too, and that's why Stan killed her. Panicking, Frida runs to find Sarah and tells her everything. They agree to keep pretending until Heather and Camilla's memories start coming back. That night at dinner, more flashes return. Frida remembers the men abusing them night after night, then using the perfume to make them forget. Lucas had been hesitant, but the others mocked him, telling him to grow up. She recalls that Dr. Rich assaulted her, then freaked out afterward, scared she might remember. Slater had reassured him, saying the worse the trauma, the easier it is to forget. Suddenly, his creepy calmness makes sense. Trying not to lose it, Frida forces herself to stay composed and starts dancing, with Sarah joining in. One by one, the others follow, until Camilla suddenly screams. She remembers everything. In a blind rage, Camilla grabs a knife and stabs Tom to death. Slater rushes in and restrains her, but Heather's memories kick in too, and she goes after Vic inside the villa. Sarah stabs Cody in the hand and tries to finish him, but he manages to escape. Meanwhile, Heather corners Vic and smashes his face in with a chessboard, but before she can kill him, Stan shoots her dead. Stan spots Frida running and goes after her. She sprints into the woods, but he catches up and raises his gun, right before Sarah appears out of nowhere and bashes his skull in with a rock. Back at the villa, Slater drags an injured Vic and a bound Camilla inside. Lucas, still dazed and under the perfume spell, has no idea what's happening. Slater ignores him and kills Camilla by stomping on her neck. Upstairs, Frida searches for something to defend herself when Stacy walks in, visibly shaken. It's clear she's gotten her memory back, but unlike the others, she doesn't want to fight it. She tells Frida she'd rather stay under the perfume's control, saying, "Forgetting is a blessing." She blames Frida for making her relive the nightmare. In the struggle that follows, Frida stabs Stacy in the chest, killing her. Out in the woods, Cody is still on the hunt, but Sarah finds him first and shoots him dead. Lucas, still confused and half-drugged, wanders aimlessly while Frida and Sarah reunite. Frida shows her a Polaroid of herself inside the villa, dated a year ago. That's when it hits her. She's been here before. Determined to end it all, the two arm themselves with a knife and a gun and march to Slater's villa. They bang on the door, demanding he open up. Slater refuses. Lucas opens it instead, and Sarah immediately shoots him dead. Slater uses the chaos to overpower Frida and lock the door. He pins her down, and as she struggles, she flashes back to her first escape attempt a year ago, falling on a rock, getting the scar on her face, painting her nails with the red rabbit design, and biting off Vic's pinky. Back in the present, Slater launches into a speech about how humanity would be better off without pain, that forgetting is freedom. He tries to get her to inhale the perfume and let go. But while he's talking, Frida secretly cuts herself loose with a glass shard. Outside, Sarah starts firing at the door but quickly runs out of bullets. Slater grabs her and drags her inside, unaware that Frida now has a knife. He tries to take it from her, telling her he'd never hurt her, calling her his best friend. He takes a hit from his vape, ready to finish off Sarah, but suddenly he starts coughing and staggering. His eyes go blank. Frida reveals she spiked his vape with his own perfume, the same drug he used to control them. Disoriented, Slater collapses and knocks over a few candles, setting the villa on fire. The flames spread fast. Frida escapes as the entire place goes up in flames, leaving Vic to burn alive. Outside, Sarah watches the inferno and asks if Frida knows what she's doing. As the camera pans back, we see that Frida didn't let Slater die. She pulled him out before the fire consumed the house. In the final scene, some time has passed. Slater's company is hosting another glamorous gala. Slater looks vacant, lost, and confused. Dr. Rich approaches him, wanting a private word, but Frida steps in. She smiles coldly and tells him Slater isn't available. Then she adds, "I remember everything." It turns out Frida is now married to Slater, and she's taken over his company as the new CEO. She keeps him docile and obedient by secretly drugging his vape, just like he once did to her. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I know it seems like a small gesture, but it means a lot to me and keeps this channel alive. Your support matters.